send this out to a few people. Couple more. One more I need to send to. And two more. I remembered somebody else. Last person. Come on. There we go. Stupid thing. Didn't want to work. All right. So we're going to get to this in a second. This is the chippings and stuff. But we ought to replace the blade first. That right there for right now. And this has to be turned this way. And turned up on its side like this. And while we got it right here, we're going to check our cord. And we're going to take some bungee strips. Hold on. I know we got it in a second. And we are going to, after we change the blade, we are going to take and strap this cord back here a little bit, so that this cord doesn't sit down in water. Bit right here. Yes, it will. Good. And I don't have to mess with the ratchet and stuff. Fix that all later. Okay, so we got here. Let's teach you guys so that you can see here. There's two screws. There's one right here and one over here. Both of them have to come out. This side going. This is the biggest pain in the neck about using this is changing the blade, because this cover comes loose on that side. The cover has the two screws on it. That's all that holds that cover on. And I always look down inside of here, see if there's anything down in there, and there's not. Tap it a little bit. We will wipe that off before we put it back together. Up here, we'll get the, I use this as a broom. We're not ready to do that yet. What you want to do is use this one to hold this down, and then this one turns this little thing. And the nut comes It's the weirdest setup, but it works. But it works. And that's what's important, is that it works. That off. Take that off. And this was a good blade. Okay. These blades, they usually last a long time. Some of them last longer than others, but it's diamond coated, and you can tell when the blade is going bad is it will have a hard time cutting your rocks. And this one lasted about 2.5, 3 months, which is pretty good. This one, I'll show you the difference here. And the two blades. Now see, this one, I like these better because instead of having the strips of metal with the blade on it, it's one continuous. And that goes on like that. Comes out. The other one did. There it came out. On the floor somewhere now. You see, this has to fit right on there, like that. And some of them, the armor is just a little bit smaller. It's facing the right way. Yeah, goes that way. Some of them, like I say, is a little bit smaller. So they put like a washer kind of thing on there. But if yours is just a little bit tight, you have to take the washer off. Wash this off. Both sides. That. Clean it up while we got it off. So how is everybody today? I am from the state of Montana. Where are y'all from? I like to know where my audience is from. Put that on there like that. Okay, now we do our dance with the 2 wrenches again. think what it is. That this. Where did you go? I'll go down here somewhere. That holds the stud. And the other wrench tightens it. There, that's tight. Hey, son. Okay, that's fine. What we're doing is changing the blade on the saw. We're going to wipe down the cover. Wipe it down. We ain't got to get it spotless because it's just going to get dirty like that again, but I still like to make it look like I did something to it, you know? Okay, so now we're going to take the other end of this wrench and just pry this grip to the inside of this, because you don't want this to build up and then the blade hits it, and then you end up replacing the blade before you have to. I didn't have work to do with this. Where did the screw go? Oh, that's a bad deal. Here's one. Find the screws. We found one. There are two of them because we took two out. Sucker, I'm gone. Oh, the other one's still in there. Gee whiz. I flipped it up and I've seen that this one was falling out Now I looked over here and seen this right here corner and thought they had both fallen out. They had not, thank goodness. There. Let's see. Straight this a little bit. No. Okay, now, this is not a very well-designed table. I'm going to show you why in a minute. You got your 4 holes right here, right? And you got your, this is supposed to be so that the water from the blade that spins around kicks down here and goes down, but it doesn't do that. It does not do that at all. I'll show you all whenever I put it right side after we put the cover on. I'll put the cover on right now. Right now. That side started. That way I can move this side around where I need it to. Oh, it's being a pain. Story of my life. Nothing goes easy. I always get these down tight. Another thing that if I were to talk to Vevor about, which someday I may, I'm going to show you all this right here. Okay, the electric cord right here. Okay, the bottom of the saw is right here. Okay, they don't have no thing on here to keep this up out of any water. And what would do it real easy is instead of it coming out like straight, they have them that are a 90. If they put a 90 on there, that would come out straight and be easy for us to take a zip tie, which we're going to do anyhow. One in the water. That doesn't matter. Dog here. I love my dog, but he has long black hair. And when he sheds, it goes everywhere. He doesn't never come in this room. Never ever. And he still gets his dog hair in this room. I have yet to pick one out. This back here. So I can see what I'm doing here. I can see a little bit of what I'm doing. My right cataract comes off Monday. Yay! Yay! I'm going to be so happy to get that done. I'm going to put one more up at the top up there. And that will keep that from sitting in water. Something always has to be difficult in life. That will be better. That way this whole cord isn't laying in water under here. Because if you don't do this, this whole cord, the water gets down and it gets up to like here. And this cord will just sit in the water. And we don't want that. Water and electric are bad. Don't do water plus oil. No, at least I don't. Like I said a few minutes ago, I am from the beautiful state of Montana. I love where I live. Everywhere you look is some kind of beautiful scenery. Oops. Put this forward. That way, when we put the dust through the hole, it all doesn't go right in the carpet. It goes in the bucket. this back a little bit, underneath here. Now, all right. Push this off to the side. Clear path here. Have to give the water around. Water will take the path of least resistance. Always, always. Okay. Now we're going to hold this down and turn this around sideways. And while we're doing maintenance, we're going to wipe down the top. Always have to, this little thing right here comes loose, so I always have to go and retighten it. This here. I take and use these chips in the tumbler during step one. Oh, come on. Be a pain in my neck, okay, let's wipe this down and then I'll show you what I was talking about. Okay, so the water, when you have the water in, and you turn this on, this spins water and it hits up in here and it comes out right here. Okay, so there's no way for this water that comes out here to get back through to the bottom. Follow what I'm saying? So what it does, it floods over the front edge, or if you lift this up while it's spinning, it will spray you and you will get a shower. That's not good. And it's supposed to be, the hole is supposed to be about right here. There is no hole there. But the saw works, so until I can get money to get the 6-inch slab saw, which has, instead of this being stainless steel, it's rubber, and it has a whole area down inside of here that holds water. Until I can get up the money for that, we're going to use this because it does do a good job. And the other thing about this that I have difficulty with is this tray goes all the way to the bottom, and where this, oh, sorry, where this divot is right here, that's where the blade sits in the tray. Okay. Grit from the blade gets down in here. And this is like this thick with grit. So what I do, people go crazy when I do this, but it's all right. I take this, I turn it over, I just tap it. And then we gotta move the rocks. Oh, Jesus. Take this and drop it through the hole, or you could just take and just drop it right in the water. Let your fingers be like an excavator. Yeah. Right? But you have to keep doing that until you get to the bottom of this thing. And sometimes it takes some time. And I know it's tempting to take the hammer and crack, crack, crack. But if you crack this, then you have to buy a new saw, because I have not found anywhere that I can get this as a replacement. And that would be no good. I got a ladle right here. The ladle be the excavator, right? Here, I'll twist you guys so that y'all can see what I'm doing here. Is that better? I'm just taking my hand and pushing the dust in the ladle and putting the contents of the ladle in the bucket of water that I have down here. We're getting there. I have 2 buckets that I use, so I try to split it between the 2 of them. See, had I known this was going to take this long, which it usually doesn't, I could have poured some vinegar in one of these and put that cover in some vinegar, clean it right off. Vinegar is a good cleaner. Set that down. Most of it. The rest of this, let's see. That's about as good as we can get her right now. Start putting things back together here. Start putting things back together. Now this will lift up this way, and this sits in a groove over here. Now it's supposed to pinch your fingers. Now we gotta put water in there. I'm going to move this over, because when it's over there, I have a very hard time getting water in. Very hard time, because the pitcher is sitting right up against here. Move you guys back a little bit so I can get some of this water down here. It's nice and separated. That's good enough. I'm not going to be at the saw very long. Okay, so show you this. Try and show you guys this. Right here, there, that orange, here, that orange thing, that's what we just cleaned out. And it sits up in here, the blade sits down in there. Now I gotta get you guys back where you were. Right about there should be good. We gotta move over. Been doing it the past couple of days. Kind of perfect. We're just going to do a couple of these. This should be an easy one. I was thinking, okay, sorry. I'll do 2 pieces, even this off, and then right down the center right here. This one has a crack right here, so we're just going to take and cut right along this crack and just cut this in half. And this one just needs this lip cut off. I thought it would be kind of cool to have that lip on there, but it's not. I went through 1 round of step 1 and none of this smoothed out, so we can't have that. And the crack, we need to cut it in half. Even though this is done, that irks me that this is done and then I found a crack. See, it's cracked right through there. And it's all the way through. And it's up here. So we're just going to take and cut this in half. And maybe shape a little bit. And then this one. Okay, I talked to you guys the other day about contrast. Okay, so this one you can see right here, it has lines through here like this. So when we cut this, we want to go across the lines. We want to create contrast in the rock. We'll cut this one first so I can show you guys. Yeah, we'll cut this one first. I don't want to sit right there. I gotta have my stupid face shield on. Hate these things. Well, it protects my new lenses. It thinks it protects it. Can't see shit when I have these things on, so I just have to tilt my head up and down. Okay, now you're going to see what I was talking about. The water pools out here doesn't go down into the cup. Does not go down into the cup. That's why we put a bucket here so that the water can drain into the bucket. So we're going to do this one first. See the contrast that created? With the lines going across that way. And on this side, the same thing. You have lines going across this way now. So we're going to cut this one more time. Might be 2 more times. This other way. Just this one more time. Around and cut it this way. This was the important piece. So we have contrast right across there, and then we have it going up like this and across here. So that's what is important, is creating contrast. Creating contrast. Now, now this one, this should be easy. Just cut right through, or cut right through this way. Sometimes the saw doesn't always do what you think it's going to do. So I always double check and make sure that's what I think I want to do. Doesn't do what you think it's going to do. See, this one doesn't have a lot of contrast, but we had to cut that so that it didn't break in the tumbler. And we're going to put that over to go in the tumbler next time. And now we have this now again. So We could cut it this way and barely have enough here for the saw to fit through. Because see, that's too tall for my saw. But if we turn it around and went this way, we can make a couple of passes here before we got to right about there. And we would have just barely getting through. And this looks like a piece of basalt. We'll find out when we get in there. Got all kinds of stuff on the outside. That down, start her up. Turn this off. And then we're going to see what we have on the inside. Ooh. Interesting. That's almost like red jasper. See the reds and the greens in there? That's interesting. We're going to take this piece and cut it in half, and then we'll make another pass from that one. Piece of this mounts up under my visor. That's why I want to order the other kind of visor. I'm going to twist you guys so that you can see this. Because this is interesting. Okay, so you can see where we hit right here, and we got to right there, and hit a really hard spot, and you can see that it's a different color. It changes color. And I don't think I'm going crazy either. Because you can see where it come along right here, and it got to right there, because you can see the saw marks. That kind of stuff is interesting. We're going to have to leave that piece whole. Let's look at this piece. It's right about right there. See? It goes from red. Oh, sorry. So it goes from red right there. And it gets to right there. And it's like the greenish black color. That kind of stuff is cool. That kind of stuff is cool. So we're going to take these three, put them over here. And this one, we're just going to polish like it is. And that leaves us these two. So this, we just need to cut in half because of the crack. I really don't want to cut it in half because it's all done. I'll think about that before. And then this one, I think we will just cut right along here and cut this edge off. But, hold on. Hold on, I see something. Yeah, we'll just take and cut that right along there, and that's going to be the last piece we cut today. Looks like a piece of rose granite. Rose granite does up real nice. So that's what we got today. Thank you all for tuning in. Take this stupid visor off. And we will have a great day, and y'all have a good day, and see you tomorrow. Bye now.